Warm welcome to the 2011 World Superbike Championship. I'm Jonathan Green, bringing you all the action from the first round of the 2011 season, which kicked off at the famous Phillip Island circuit in Australia. After a long winter of testing in varying conditions around the world, including here at Phillip Island prior to the first round, it's been hard to pick a true favourite for the long season ahead. The 2011 season starts down under in Australia before heading back to where it all began over 2 decades ago at Donington Park in Great Britain. The usual favourites like Monza, Misano and Salt Lake City are all on the calendar, and there's a new track in Spain as Aragon joins the fold. And the season finishes, this time at one of the most exciting circuits in Europe, Portimao in Portugal. This year, in terms of the championship, it's one of the most unpredictable in years, with new teams, new riders and a combination of competitive packages throughout the field. One thing's for sure, last year's rider and manufacturer champion Max Biaggi and Aprilia will return with the #1 plate to defend their honour. In fact, there were rumours that the 5-time world champion Italian Max Biaggi might retire at the end of 2010, but it turned out that it was just wishful thinking from his opponents, as the Roman Emperor signed a 2-year deal to continue. And that sent an ominous message to his rivals that if they want to win, they have to stop the flying Aprilia that was so dominant in 2010. So, how much work have Aprilia put in over the winter testing to maintain that competitive edge? Well, as they arrived at Phillip Island, there was no question there was quite a few changes to the bike that won in 2010. So, we sent our expert Steve Martin down to the heart of the Aprilia pit to find out what they've been doing over the winter.
Historic year last year for Aprilia. They won their first ever World Superbike Championship with the machine behind me here, the RSV4. Max Biaggi took the 2010 machine to its first World Championship, and this is the 2011 model. Now, if you're Aprilia, what would you do with a machine as good as last year's bike? Throw a sheet over it? No. The guys have been busy in the off-season, and today we're going to have a look and see what they've changed from the 2010 bike to this year's machine. Okay, first of all, front forks. Upper spec, Öhlins. They're the latest Öhlins forks, and also you've got your brakes down here as well. They're the latest brakes. This whole front end is straight out of MotoGP. A few Superbike rule changes means that the engine actually has to be more standard this year. There's no more gear drive, back to the cam chain system straight off the road bike. The top and the fuel injector system and the fuel pressure of the bike is also standard like a road bike. But Aprilia are claiming more power. How do they do that? They've been doing a lot of head work through the off-season to get more power out of the machine, even though it's more standard. Basically, what do I think about this bike? I think if I was going to be out on track, this is certainly probably my first choice. It's Max Biaggi's first choice, and expect to see him fighting at the front for the rest of the year.
Phillip Island circuit, perched on the southernmost tip of Victoria, south of the city of Melbourne, is one of the most exciting on the calendar. Its fast, sweeping corners make it a real rider's favourite, and the Aussie fans come in their droves to find a vantage point to cheer on their home favourite. In fact, Aussie 2-time world champion Troy Corser has won at the island 7 times, but his BMW could only take him to 7th on the grid for race 1. His new teammate, Leon Haslam, did manage to make the front row alongside world champion Max Biaggi and Sylvain Guintoli on a Ducati. But the pole position went to last year's Race 2 winner, Carlos Checa of Spain, on another Ducati, proving that despite no factory entry, Ducati will be a factor in 2011. In fact, Ducati have won 9 times over the last 2 decades, and Carlos Checa would be favourite for the first race, having also topped the timesheets throughout testing and qualifying. Let's head to the start of round 1, race 1 from Phillip Island. Watch out for Haslam as well. He loves this kind of weather. Haslam on the outside of the front row. And glides and away they go. And a terrible start from Guintoli, but a good start from Biaggi. He's side by side with Checker as they head down to Doon for the first time. In they go. Biaggi's got the speed into turn one. That Aprilia is always a rocket off the line. Now we've just got to make sure, look at the gap he's pulled out already, but it'll take Carlos Checker a little bit of time to warm up. But who is that in front? That's one of the Ducatis. That could be... No, that's Yamaha. That's Eugene Laverty out front. What a great start by the Irishman. Guintoli was in all sorts of trouble, and it's right at the back. He went wide at turn one, having bogged off the line. But what a start as we head into Honda for the first time by Laverty. Think back to Supersport last year. Let's remember this is Eugene Laverty's first ever race in World Superbike, and he didn't know where he was going to sit, but he's doing exactly what he did in World Supersport. Get out there, make a bit of a gap at the start, and see if he can hold it off. That'll be his plan. Well, Eugene Laverty with his tail up in the opening few seconds of the 2011 season. Right behind him, though, the two veterans, so to speak, Checker and Biaggi, the world champion. Haslam's right there on the BMW, but look who's behind him, Troy Corser. Here comes Jakob Schmerz as they go up Lukey Heights and over towards MG Corner for the first time. But it's been a while since we've seen the Yamaha out front, so that is definitely good to see. Impressed with Troy Corser. He's struggled all week long, but he's right now with his teammate in 5th place. Checker looking up the inside, and he's through. Through at Honda, and Eugene has to sit up. Has no choice there, and Checker takes command. That was a classic move there by Checker. He just held the power on through turn 3, just outbraked him into Honda corner. Ran Laverty a bit wide. Checker crosses the line at 1:32.2, consistent as you like. Laverty can't hold with him and pulling away now, 1.7 second the gap, and Laverty under pressure from Biaggi at Doon and into the southern loop. Biaggi is through and into 2nd place, and now Haslam's looking for a way past the Irishman as well. Oh, and Johnny Ray's looking like he's going around the outside. No respect for the 2-time world champion and 7-time winner here as Johnny Ray, number 4. Now, the Yamahas are theoretically the second fastest of top speed of any bike out there. The Aprilia bike, no doubt, has got the Mumbo and everything. The Yamaha is theoretically the bike which has got the next highest top speed. So it's going to be interesting to see where the two Yamahas attack Leon Haslam. Haslam's riding defensively at the moment, and Melandri's through. Melandri. Once again, using that front wheel. No love lost between the two mates. No, he just went in a bit too hot there. Well, that's playing into Johnny Ray's hands because he's now caught up with both of them. And this is the new breed of World Superbike racer. We've got Melandri in the fold. Eugene's new to it. Johnny Ray's still a youngster. And big future for him, and Melandri back on the inside of his teammate. And that could have been disaster. Still could be. Bet they made it through. That is close, Jonathan. Oh, this is... Yamaha all over again. They had a few moments with Crutchlow like this last year. They did, but that's that riding style of Marco Melandri that I like. Really, and we saw it when we went down to Honda Corner and watched practice. He really shoots into the corners. He's really trusting on that Pirelli front tyre. Well, you forget what a distinguished career he's had just here at Phillip Island. 5.4 the gap. And the question mark is, can Haslam stay with Melandri? And the answer is yes, and pass him at Doon. But will he get past at Southern Loop? Melandri takes a tighter line, will look for the inside line. But Haslam is holding on at Southern Loop. 3rd gear through here. Out of the last corner, Haslam hanging on there. Here comes Carlos Checker. What a run it's been for Ducati. They've got a new bike coming out, but this looks like the Diavol in disguise right now as number 7 is making his way for another historic victory. For the Althea team, he had his ups and downs last year. Will it turn all good for him in 2011? So far, so good on the final lap. That's the gap he's got between himself and Biaggi. Biaggi has made a good start too. 20 points is exactly what he needed. And I think he got the feeling this morning when he woke up that if the conditions were fair as they are, that Checker would be the man to beat. He is the favourite. And he's been the quickest all weekend long and in the tests earlier in the week. So a very dominating ride by King Carlos. Time for a wheelie there. Yeah, he's even showboating. And why not? He loves Phillip Island. He was good here. Remember, he won here last year. Just couldn't keep it going. Those mechanical difficulties stopped his championship pretty much at a stop at Miller.
Haslam's really pulled the stops out now. He's got a little bit of a gap. Melandri's going to have to do something desperate. But look at Eugene Lavity.
Yeah, Lavity's got past Fabrizio and is now chasing Melandri. And may even go on his teammate here at MG. Last chance, can't do it. Haslam's going to try and hold on for third place, and looks as though he's got it here as they come through turn 11. Melandri's going to have to do everything to hold off the flying Irishman. But it is King Carlos is the new king of Phillip Island, as he does it again as he did last year. What a way to start 2011. The Ducati wins again. Oh, look at this battle, and Lavity! Does he get it?
I think that's Lavity.
Lavity just misses out. Oh, yes, he does beat Melandri. Haslam takes third, and Lavity beats his teammate. What a victory that is.
We know here we have some extra. Probably the bike is working well in this track. I like as well, of course, and we did a great job during all the practice until today. No, but you never know because today's conditions change. And basically, I start quite well. I was able to make a gap, and then for me it was just controlling the race. Try to go fast lap by lap because to keep my concentration, and probably last lap I relax a little because I know already we have enough gap to administrate, no? But yeah, it's a fantastic winning start like this is perfect.
And now you've got to go out and do it all again, I suppose.
Yeah, the celebration must wait, you know, because we will have a second race now. We must just relax a little and prepare for the second one.
So the winter tests and qualifying results were matched by Ducati and Checker in race trim, as Checker takes an emphatic race 1 win to kick off his 2011 campaign. Although some way behind, Biaggi was delighted with second and 20 points to start the defence of his title, and Leon Haslam takes BMW to an historic island podium. The big news going into race 2 was that front row starter Sylvain Guintoli of France would not be lining up for the second race, as he crashed out heavily in race 1 and was unable to restart. As they lined up again, all eyes were on Carlos Checker as he went for the double win. The Yamahas, after a strong showing in race 1, were out for at least a podium, and Biaggi was out to challenge all comers for another podium spot. Let's head then to the start of race 2 from Phillip Island. And go the lights, and a terrible start from the chap. He slipped there as the lights went out.
Haslam got a hole shot then. Let's hope he didn't jump the start, but to Haslam certainly hole shotted.
And Biaggi slots into, what, 5th place there. He really did have a rotten start.
Oh, yeah, he completely missed the start there. What a brilliant reaction time by Leon Haslam. That's exactly where he wants to be.
Let's hope there's no jump starts, but everybody cleanly through the southern loop and led by the BMW. We haven't seen a BMW lead, what, since Mazzano last year?
Well, of course, it gets it up there every now and then at the start, but it's been a long time since one's been at the front, except for race 1, of course, here today. But let's see how that BMW looks on new tyres.
And Corser's in the mix in the middle, and he's ahead of Biaggi.
No. There goes one of the Castrol Hondas wide.
I think it was Ruben Zas, actually, that went wide. Johnny Ray still in the pack. But a great start from Haslam, ahead of Checker, Lavity, Melandri. Corser's up there in 5th. Lascaux is 6th.
Look at the ground they've pulled out already. What a brilliant opening couple of corners he's done there. Up the hill they go.
BMW are flying, and Corser's got one target, and that's the teammate. And that's the only target that Troy Corser needs all season long. And this is going to be, and I thought it might be, a really motivated Troy Corser, having a young gun. Not that young, of course, but Leon Haslam. A lot younger than he is, and definitely fighting for the championship, and it's just going to help Troy maintain his fitness and his motivation.
Yeah, 32.3 from Corser. That's a pretty impressive lap on his first flying lap. 33.0 for Melandri. Lavity 33.2. So 0.7 quicker was Corser that time round.
And of course, he's catching his teammate. Here's another look at that move.
Okay.
This is Haslam. Well, not sure what that was, but
the upgrades to Checker's machine are 2 steps better suspension than he had last year. So they're full factory Öhlins straight out of the MotoGP paddock. They call them a through rod front suspension, same as on Valentino Rossi's bike on the Ducati. It's also got more power, so it's got an engine upgrade for power, horsepower. And on top of that, it's got the top-of-the-line electronics package, so it's all working nicely together there. Marco Melandri looking up the inside now.
Yeah, Corser's recovered well too, and he's all over Biaggi as they go over Lukey Heights again, down towards MG. This is where Biaggi's strong on the inside here. He brakes really late, but he can't brake later than the Yamaha.
All out Haslam.
And Haslam still holding on ahead of the Yamaha. Biaggi there and Corser trying to get back in the action. So too Laverty.
Yeah, well, Laverty's right there. He's just in the back of that group. And there's Fabrizio as well. He's only 3.2 off the lead. So Fabrizio, don't count him out yet.
Or Hager, he just did his fastest lap of 32. Across the line they come again.
Yeah, but look at Checker again. He's already got 3.1 seconds.
Oh, look at this. 4 wide into Doohan. It was never planned that way.
Can they doing it?
They are doing it. The Aprilia flies down and shows Yamaha what it's got top speed-wise.
It's got enough, but can he hold it tight? He's gone wide again.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to see that variance, how Marco cuts it tight. And there always has been 2 different lines. I was listening to Kevin McGee's description in one of the magazines about how you take different lines through Doohan and come out. You either pop out to the right-hand side for the loop, or you try and take the shortest route to the apex.
Exactly, and it also depends on the characteristic of the bike you're riding. We know that Aprilia is a bike that likes to sweep its lines, and you can see it.
Corser! Oh, frustration written all over his face. Don't pull on too hard on that throttle. He is so frustrated. And so too are his Aussie fans, I'm sure.
He was in for such a good result. Let's see, he's just tipped in. He's just completely missed his braking marker there. And he's had to run off.
Well, we saw Johnny Ray go further than that last time out in race 1. So Corser's relatively been lucky. And he stays at least in contention for points, but he's lost out on the fight for the lead. Marco Melandri, one of the great heroes of Italian racing against the Roman Emperor. 2 fantastic riders here at Phillip Island, and it's going to be a season-long battle, and Marco Melandri knows exactly what his target is. It's the #1.
Watch Biaggi now. Biaggi's going to hold it tight, and he'll try and block Marco off this time.
Yeah, but Marco's... Yeah, all right, well, look how...
Biaggi's smart. He knows what to do, where Marco's going. He'll just try and block
Eugene Laverty pushes out Leon Haslam.
Melandri.
Yes, go on, Marco!
Oi. Thank you.
Oh, Max didn't like that, and I bet he won't, because he's lost a lot of traction from that, and Marco's got to make hay. Yep, the team liked it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he gives him now, especially because he hasn't made enough ground. Biaggi should be able to slipstream.
Yeah, look how quickly he's caught him up. Yeah, look at that.
Well, to be fair, that was corner entry speed from Biaggi, how he caught that up. And look at this.
See ya, bang, hit the boost button, and away we go.
You're going to have to do better than that, Marco. Maybe on the last lap you can do that. Ruffle him a bit.
Checker leads from Biaggi and Melandri. There goes Checker. Haslam still 4th. Ray is hanging on to take 5th place, which would be superb given the circumstances of his injuries.
Oh, look at him. They've caught right up to him now. I know he's taking it easy, but he hasn't got that much time to play with.
And Marco Melandri, as they come out towards the hay shed, is making his way as they go over Lukey Heights to try and get up the inside at MG. Last chance for Marco. He's not going to do it.
Not there, but he still can get the slipstream over the line if he gets a brilliant drive. He hasn't actually followed Max Biaggi from this point much in the race.
Here we go then, the #7, Carlos Checker, comes out of turn 12 to make it double Island Delight for Ducati. Biaggi will hold on to take 2nd place, holding off a brilliant run by the new boy Marco Melandri. Adios amigos, yet again.
Struggling a lot. The only thing that I was a few tenths faster than the others. I know that I should put in 1st position as soon as I can, and with Haslam was not easy at all, but I take insight in one area. He was a little bit running out, and from there I just try to put my pace on the track, and I know on the back they will start fighting maybe, and as soon as I see 2 seconds I thought, okay, now it's time to control. Of course, maybe a little bit boring for spectators, but for me at least was the best strategy to put in these races, and 50 points, 2 wins is a perfect weekend.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that for the start of a new season. Carlos Checker took pole position and a double win to start his 2011 campaign. And more importantly, the perfect 50 points. But 2 second places for the world champion Biaggi means he's only 10 points behind. And after a brilliant battle with Biaggi, Melandri makes his debut into World Superbikes in emphatic style, once again confirming just what a competitive season lies ahead in 2011. In the Supersport 600 Championship, with Sofoglu and Laverty moving on, there was now chance for new stars to shine in 2011. Spain's David Salom would be one of them, as he lined up his Kawasaki into pole position. Also on the front row was fellow Kawasaki rider and local favourite Brock Parks of Australia. There was also former champion Fabien Foray back on the Honda, though he was carrying an injury. Also on the favourite Honda was the new kid on the block, Britain's Sam Lowes. Add to the mix the return of former champions Yamaha with Lucas Scasser and Chaz Davis, and again we're in for a bumper season of Supersport 600. So let's head to the start for the first round of the championship to see who comes out on top at the island. Holding him a long time here on the start line. Now the lights come on. And away we go. Great start from the Spaniard. Flying off the line. Brock Parks got away well too.
Yeah, Foray went backwards off the start. He's definitely not in a racing mood at the moment. Let's just see what he can do. But meanwhile, the two Kawasaki's are out the front.
Yeah, absolutely. A Kawasaki parade in to do it. And down towards the southern loop for the first time. Nice clean start from everyone. But it is the two Kawasaki's leading the way here through the southern loop. Closely followed by a group of Hondas. Good start from Sam Lowes in third. Scasser's up there in fourth. Davis did get away well. Gone from 8th to 5th immediately. Chaz Davis of Great Britain and Wales.
Foray back down in 7th place at the moment. You can just see him there trying to nip up inside. Oh, Chaz Davies nearly lost the front.
Yeah, and Brock Parks. Oh, somebody else sitting up there. Brock Parks losing a place. Through goes Sam Lowes.
I'm impressed by Sam Lowes. He's a very, very good young rider. He's only 20 years old and he's a quick learner. He's never been to this circuit before, just a couple of days testing.
Yep.
Straight into it.
Yeah, good start from Brock. This is the start he wanted, but look how much trouble he's under. Chaz Davis screaming by on the Yamaha. Davis a 135.1, and into the lead goes Chaz Davis of Great Britain.
And Sam Lowes has gone through on Brock Parks as well, but we're going to see a lot of that in this race. Sam
Lowes hits the front.
Nice move. Honda are the most successful bike here. They won here with Eugene Laverty last year. Foray won on a Honda in 2007 as well. So Honda seems to be the bike to be on, but there's a few guys out there.
And Lowes has got the support of that same team that looked after Eugene.
Yeah, that is Eugene's bike, basically. He's taking the prime seat. He's taking Eugene's seat. And Fabien, good move there on Scasser.
A block pass on Scasser, and he says he apologises, the number 99. He knew that was a bit tough on the number 9.
But look at the Yamaha.
Well, and that could be significant coming out of that last corner if he stays where he is. And look at Chaz Davis joining him.
Yeah.
Now Lowes has got to be really careful because he could get a Yamaha sandwich here.
You know, if it's like that, it's going to come down on the last lap. The gap between those two was 0-0. If that was the last lap, that'd be a photo finish.
We've had a few here.
Oh, no! No!
Another flat tyre. Come on, Steve. That's got to be a Pirelli issue here. That's got to be a Pirelli issue. I'm not going to, you know... Well, we can't...
We'll have to wait and see what...
You know, I think that problem started with Davis earlier on because he was slow down the straight there, and that's the third tyre that's gone, and I do not know what the situation is, but there will be an inquiry for sure.
Oh.
I'm sure the journalists will be out looking for what happened there, because I can't believe that everybody's run over some piece of debris and everybody's got a puncture. I've never seen that ever.
Don't want to get that wrong.
Oh, Sam looking for his moment and makes it. Sam Lowes takes the lead, but will he hold on to it? Up Lukey Heights they go for the last time and down towards MG. Lucas Scasser must react here, and Brock Parks is looking for a way past both of them. What a move by Sam Lowes at one of the most dangerous parts of the circuit.
Sam Lowes here was quicker than Scasser. If he can pull out a little bit of a gap, and look at that, he's done it. That's a brilliant move by Sam Lowes.
And Brock Parks is trying to get past Lucas Scasser. Scasser can't react, but here's where the Yamaha is powerful. Can he steal him to the line? Sam Lowes on the Honda against the Yamaha of Lucas Scasser. It's going to be a three-way finish. Here comes Brock Parks in a three-way finish. Oh, no. Wow. What a finish. Scasser wins it. Parks is second somehow, and Lowes finishes his high at Phillip Island. Simon Buckmaster can't believe it.
What a race.
Sam's partner as well is bitterly disappointed, because we thought Lowes had that, but like you say,
I thought we could fight for the win, but not that much. We had a few struggling in the beginning of the race. We were fighting hard to keep the faith with the first guys. Then the tires start to lose grip, and I was getting back feeling, and I'm used to less grip from Superbike, so I think it was an advantage. My engine was fantastic. Yamaha is perfect, my team worked perfect. It's just the first race, we already win. Looking forward for the next one.
And what a switch of manufacturer, obviously. It couldn't be better.
Yeah, Triumph was a big deal, but looks like we didn't make a mistake.
9 thousandths of a second, it just doesn't get any closer than that. What a brilliant way to kick off the 2011 Supersport season. Congratulations to Luca Scassa on his first Supersport win as Yamaha return to winning ways in the series. If every race finish is as close as that, it could be the best season the series has ever seen. Well, as always, Phillip Island, Australia lived up to its name as one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, and there's no question that 2011 is going to be a huge sporting spectacle around the globe, with wheel-to-wheel action everywhere we go. Next up, we return to where Superbikes began over 2 decades ago at Donington Park in Great Britain. That race is at the end of March, and it gives the teams, riders and fans alike plenty of contemplation time to plan for the onslaught of colour and noise to come. Superbikes in 2011 is off and running in style in one of the most highly competitive series the championship history has ever seen. Until next time, from me, Jonathan Green, goodbye for now.